Hello, YouTube. Yeah, it's late. I'm sorry about that. I know. Try and get these out here at least by Monday. What is this? It's already Wednesday, so it's been an okay week so far. But this isn't about this week. This is about previous week. So prior week numbers, I ran 1,622 total miles. I got to work Monday, and they sent me on a load, picking up an empty in Rankin, grabbing a load in Pooler, and going to Atlanta area. Now, when I got the address for Pooler, it was a name of I actually had this pre-assignment Sunday, so I looked this place up, and this place doesn't exist. There was nothing for the address. There was a set of buildings with about 12 or 13 different warehouses in the location of the address, but the address was wrong. It said 5252, whatever the street name was, and it was actually 5250, and the only two warehouse pickup in that area, warehouse locations, were like 5240 and 5250. They were all in the same strip. So I get there, and there was no 5252. I pulled in this slot and just drove around and couldn't find anything. So I went to the main, or what I thought was the main building up front, and parked out there. And I guess I should have went left. I went right to, because the name of the building on the right was plastered over like almost every single trailer that was in all these lots, the random trailers. I mean, there was other people dropping off and picking up in different companies and stuff, but this one main company, I figured they got to know where this is, if anybody does, because it's right here. It's right there. I mean, it took me right there. So I went in there, and they had no clue. Before I went in there, I called my DBL, and he said he would get busy with customer service and see if he could figure something out. So, needless to say, I got a phone number before they could figure anything out, and they couldn't find anything either in there. They were doing the same thing I did, which was look on Google, and there was nothing. So I got the phone number and called the dude up. Apparently it was a broker had called us and to pick up a load, and some guy named J. Rich or something like that, or maybe that's the name of his company. I don't know. He answered the phone like he was at home. Hello? No company name, no nothing. Just hello. Which is very unprofessional in my book if you're a broker and you're getting people to haul your loads for you. But anyway, so he said it's off of the road I had to get was off of a different road over there, Bourne Avenue. Well, it's not Bourne there. It's like a different name in that one strip. So I was like, okay, well, I know where that is. And then he gave me the name of the company that's actually handling the product, or he gave me the abbreviation of the name because they go by whatever, CTL, whatever their name is. I don't know, something logistics. So I'm like, well, I know where these guys are, and they're not off of that road either. So they are off of that road, but not the little stretch road that he said they were off of. At least I didn't think they were. So I was like, I know where to go. I'll just go over here and talk to them. So I went in there and pulled into their check-in section and went inside the building, and I spoke with the lady behind the desk, and she knew exactly where it was. She's like, well, this is over there, which is exactly where I was originally. She said, yeah, this one's off. She says, there is one actually on the road behind us, but that's not the one you're looking for. You're looking for warehouse 2 or 5, whatever warehouse it was. Excuse me. There's no pause button on this stupid thing. I don't think I'll use the video for YouTube. I'll use my cut thing. Anyway, so I went back, and lo and behold, the place I was looking for was directly across from the people I stopped and went in and asked. So I went in there and gave them the number. They said, well, it's the wrong number, wrong pickup number. This person was supposed to be here Friday, and they didn't show up, and it's not due out till Tuesday at 9 o'clock, which was when my load was supposed to be due at the actual drop point. So Figure somebody got their numbers mixed up, or I was going to have to wait on a load or whatever. And there's a Parker's across the street, so I called my DBL, told him what was going on. He said, or a DBL, mine didn't answer. And he said, well, give me a couple minutes and let me see what's going on. So I went across the street to Parker's, backed in a spot. I should have just stayed where I was. And sure enough, they called me back. Give them this number. And it was one digit higher than the number I had. So I went in there, went back across the street, and it was right. I said, but well, your appointment's not till 1 p.m. And this was supposedly a 10 a.m. appointment, and I've been there God knows how long. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I decided to wait. They told me to pull in a door and just wait, and they'd load me when I was ready. Anyway, so needless to say, I wasted 5 hours on that load alone. So my day was shot, and I don't work after 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. So I scheduled it to. I was still gonna make it on time to the Norcross drop point. So I delivered it to Norcross, and my next pre got me from Atlanta going to Savannah, and that wasn't bad. I got there early. I called up the DBL. I said, look, I'm like here, so can I go ahead and go pick this up? And they said, yeah. It was like 2 hours early. And they said, yeah, you can go. You ain't gonna guarantee that they're gonna take you. I went up there, and the lady said, well, you don't have a door, so go park down the road. And there was a place down the road at PA Logics that used to be open. It used to be a pallet supply place that is no longer open, so their parking lot was empty, so I pulled in there. Very tight holes there. It's one of the worst spots to be at if you're just new to driving. So they called me up like, I don't know, an hour. I got my load about an hour early, so got loaded up pretty quick and got in and out of there, even though reviews said that you have to wait forever. So grabbed that, delivered that to Savannah, and off of Jimmy DeLoach. When I delivered there, I had a pre-assignment that was not supposed to pick up till 2 hours later again. I keep getting these where they take forever. But so I dropped my load. That was a dropping hook. Grabbed my empty and ran on the other side of the highway. Now, the bad part about this one is the address I got for that one was wrong in the Qualcomm. It was wrong in, well, I don't know if it was wrong in the Qualcomm. It didn't point me in the right area. My GPS, my Rand McNally, was trying to point me in a different location. So my last resort, I pulled it up on Google, which was the only other one I had, and it showed me the basic area that I thought it was going to be in, because it was off of Jimmy DeLoach, the direct address, and Jimmy DeLoach is full of warehouses, so I know which way to head. So I went ahead and went up to Jimmy DeLoach, which is a block away from where my pickup for the empty, drop-in pickup for the empty was. Went up to Jimmy Loach, took a left, went across the highway, and sure enough, there it was on the left side. Got in there, and she said somebody had stole all her forklift operators. They would try to get me early, but there was no guarantee. I said, hey, not a problem. I'm here early anyway. I don't care. I ain't sweating it. So they got me loaded rather quickly. Forklift driver appeared within 30 minutes, and I was out of there within an hour. 15, something like that. So that load, I took it all the way up to Hope Mills, drop and hook again, dropped that, grabbed my empty, and went to Lumberton, North Carolina after that, to Charlotte, North Carolina for dropping a relay at the OC, because that one was going further north, I believe, out of my range, or maybe taking somebody home, I don't know. So I dropped that one and picked up a relay when I got there and took it to Hodges, South Carolina for a live unload. I was running low on time. They had me a pre-trip in there. They had me a pre-trip for driving around the parking lot. I'm waiting to get a call so I can get unloaded. And there's one guy leaving. I wonder if they're going to call the guy next to me. There's one guy in front of me, it looks like. Anyway, so they already had a pre-trip in there that was picking up in, I don't know, at a faucet place for Home Depot. So I booked it, I got unloaded, and I was able to get partway to my pickup point. I believe that's what happened. And I was supposed to go last week to get my year training. So my 1 year review. So I grabbed that load. Actually, I think I made it there that evening. I did. I made it there that evening. I grabbed that load, and my DBL wanted me to call them, and was trying to see if I was going to be able to actually deliver the load I was picking up in whatever it was, it was going to West Columbia, South Carolina. So I had to go get my training in Atlanta, and this was Thursday I was picking this load up. So Thursday I grabbed the load and I said, oh, I can't make it all the way to Atlanta. Or could I? Actually, I could. I did make it with a few minutes to spare. I made it all the way to Atlanta. So I was running like late times. I wasn't able to do my 4 a.m. that I like to do, but it all worked out. It all worked out. I made it to Atlanta. My appointment was at 9 a.m. for my training, so I didn't clock in until right before my training. Actually, it was at 10 a.m. 9 a.m.? 9 a.m., yeah. And his 7 o'clock didn't show, so they called me around 7:30, told me to clock in and come on down so they could go ahead and take care of me, which actually worked out really well. Friday was my wife's birthday, so that worked out really well. I got my training done. It was supposed to take 2 hours. It actually took about 3.5 hours for everything. We did talk a little bit, run our mouth, so, talking about everything that's going on. I'll give another video of the training things for 3 months and 1 year, so that might help you guys out. And after I got done with training, I jumped in my rig and booked it. I had just enough time. DBO was like, can you make it? You think you can make it? He said, I planned it out, and it looks like you'll make it with just enough time. I was like, man, you guys cut me so close on these times. He's like, yeah, you'll make it. I was like, how do you know I'll make it? He's like, you just got to have faith. I said, between you and my wife and that Jeanette girl when I was helping run floor and decor, y'all always tell me I'm going to make it. He's like, well, did you? I said, well, yeah. I made it, but I mean, pushing me for time, man. Anyway, so I booked it to West Columbia from Atlanta. I had just enough time to make it to my drop point. Good thing I did, because I got their last empty trailer of ours. Got really lucky on that one. And then took my break and made it, ran to a truck stop. I had 10 minutes left. It was around the corner. Ran to a truck stop, had 3 minutes left. Took my break, went and grabbed something to eat, and booked it back to Port Wentworth. And that was it for the week. So it actually turned out really good. I had like 1,600 miles, like I said, about a 700. They pay you $20 for training, at least the 1 year. So that's all I got. Y'all take it easy. Keep the left door closed and keep your hammer down.